To that explosive new book about the royal family that's making a lot of headlines, Finding Freedom. Deborah Roberts spoke to the co-author and is back with more on what may have led to Meghan and Harry's rocky exit. Hello again, Deb.
Hey there, TJ. Yeah, this book has caused quite a stir in and outside of royal circles with its details on the family drama that led Meghan and Harry to just walk away from it all. Now, the authors say we've all heard the biting gossip, but they're finally serving up the truth about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who are soon to be former royals. Why so abruptly? Why couldn't they have done this in a way that was a little more deliberate and, in some minds, maybe more respectful?
They had no choice other than to leave because they both knew that it wasn't going to continue should they just carry on as they were.
Royal correspondent and ABC News contributor Omid Scobie says he's hoping his new book, Finding Freedom, will finally offer a true picture of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The book seems to tell their story almost in their voices. Did they give their approval? Did they somehow weigh in?
I know there's a lot of speculation about the couple having sort of given secret interviews for the book and having weighed in, but it really couldn't be further from the truth.
The book he co-authored, he says, is based on 100 interviews with those who know Harry and Meghan best, close friends, and even Buckingham Palace aides. There was such excitement about this couple and what they stood for and the modernity of the monarchy. When did things take a turn?
I think we've had a series of ups and downs with the couple. We only need to look back in those very early days of Harry's relationship with Meghan around November 2016 when he issued that statement lambasting sections of the media for racist and misogynistic reporting. The harsh British tabloids, he says, were largely to blame for Prince Harry's frustrations and ultimate desire to leave royal life. And race, he says, was no small factor, with jabs often aimed at Harry's biracial wife. Do you boil this down to a racial issue, or was it really more complicated than that? In terms of ticking those boxes that may ruffle feathers within an ancient institution such as that of the monarchy, she had really ticked all of them. That race did play a role. I myself have also had moments as a biracial royal correspondent within the institution. I'll never forget the moment an aide or a senior aide close to the Queen said to me, "I never would have expected you to speak like that." And it's that level of ignorance, I think, that perhaps made it very difficult for Meghan.
The prince opening up about racial inequality from his home in California in an online talk with Rashad Robinson, head of a civil rights organization, Color of Change.
So we have to go to the root of the problem, to the source of the problem, and actually fix it there. And as we've discussed before, it's going to take every single one of us. This is not down to the black community.
Before he could speak his mind so freely, the prince was coping with family strife, the authors say, offering intimate details into the royal family drama, notably the reported falling out between William and Harry.
I felt it was important to really dive into this in the book is because we had seen Meghan and Kate really blamed for almost driving a wedge between that. They're both men in their 30s, and Harry not wanting to play that role of sort of the younger, more subservient brother anymore.
Do Meghan and Kate get along? Did they get along?
These are two women that really have very little in common. I think being a newcomer and knowing that Kate was once a newcomer, I think there are times where she, from speaking to sources, knew that Meghan felt that she could have or needed a little bit more support from Kate and didn't get it in some of those important moments.
Is the story of Kate breaking down in tears at the wedding and Meghan being very difficult, is that true?
When I spoke to the people who were actually there and involved, the first thing they all said was, well, there were no tears.
So that story is not true?
Couldn't be further from the truth.
How are Meghan and Harry going to be remembered in history?
History will remember them as a couple that were perhaps failed by the institution of the monarchy, where there was this chance to have a woman of colour, an American woman of colour in the House of Windsor, representing the monarchy just as much as her husband. That was a chance for the royal family to have diversity, inclusivity and representation in a way that no other moment in their lives could have brought. And for them to not have harnessed that is something that I'm sure historians will be looking at for years to come.
No comment from Buckingham Palace on the book this morning. As for Meghan and Harry, one of their spokespeople said that they were not interviewed and did not contribute to Finding Freedom, that the book is based on the author's own experiences as members of the Royal Press Corps and their own independent reporting.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.